Welcome. Can you hear me? As you could probably tell, there's an update. Now we have very pleasant music, and I hope it's not very loud. So, I haven't got enough time to make a little hello letter, so let's imagine we have a little cute character over here. And hi everyone, I hope everything is not too loud. If something's wrong, please tell me in the chat. But my name is Kata. I'm a student of Animation School, and today we will be doing part 2 of our Capoeira dance. There it is, I think. Let me open it. Yep. This is what we ended up with. So let's file. Okay, let's leave it like this. So this is our capoeira. Last time I think we ended on the yellow silhouette, and then I went over for some time to just get everything in order. And sorry, I'm speaking very weird today. I haven't had enough coffee yet for today. I'm sorry. We did this. I added some 3D to the image so we could see how it actually moves in space. And I decided to unbalance some parts of the fire and make this like boom as a primary boom, and everything else is more fire-like. So it even has like big smoke screen. So today we're going to be touching on water. And water is also very, very interesting for me personally. I like it very much. It will have a bit more, I would say, grace and flexibility. And I have some references we could go through, which will touch on small scale water splashes. So water, it behaves really differently. You could probably hear the water in the background. That's for a reason. Different bodies of water, depending on their mass, they'll be behaving very differently. So small water splashes, you've probably seen them like on TikTok. People make these like oddly satisfying splashes. You've seen like the crown and everything. And on big bodies of water, you practically see just like boxes, like moving, huge moving masses. Nothing like these like elegant little crowns. Hi Kamal. I only saw your message. Happy to see you here. I hope you'll find the stream useful. Plus, I'm saying hello to everyone who's watching this as a live stream recording. You can say hi to me in the chat. I can see it very well. Hope the music is not very loud. If everything's wrong, you can tell me again. So today we're probably going to be touching on small and like medium scale water. So we'll see all of the droplets and all of the elegant stuff. And probably next time I want to touch on a very, very interesting reference and do maybe like huge waterfall, like a river getting flooded, for an example. I think that's also very interesting. Okay, so this is my reference number 1, and this is the reference number 2. You can see it rather well. But one is from, I think, Fate series, and the second one is from my favorite director. I think he's the director, Masaki Uesugi, but I'm not sure. It's Cat Soup, after a very interesting comic. So let's start going with the smaller water scale. So here we have a very cute animation of a fish eaten, falling into the water. Let's see if we can load it. Falling into the water and producing a little water splash. And usually I like this movie because it doesn't use a lot of frame rate to show what they want to show, and everything is very precise and at the same time has this like sense of humor in it. So Usually when I study a reference, I try, when I do the first pass, I try to copy it and see how the masses move. And then I try to recreate the same thing. Ooh, sorry, I don't know if the music is a bit laggy, but it's a bit laggy for me. What if I do it something like this? Will this be easier? Okay. I guess a bit easier. So let's start with this frame, I think, over here. Oh, you can't see my frames. There we go. So you can see also the timings we're doing, because timings are very important, just as spacing is. So we see the fish entering over here, and there will be other forces pushing. Oops. Pushing that mass away. So we have these like three main bodies. First of all is the area of the splash, and then we have mass over here in the front, and the back. Ooh, it's very laggy for me. There we go. Let's close Capoeira for now, because, no, do not say. So we'll have some more RAM. Oop, there we go. After that, when the fish fully enters the water, we see, first of all, that the whole splash is moving on moving water. We'll try to adapt to that. Let's go, new frame. And we see how this small shape turned into this. This shape got a bit more complex. And the shape in the back is almost the same, except for this separation between them. Plus, we can't forget that we had little droplets, and to keep consistency, we had one big and two smaller ones. And also we had one big over here. Oh, I forgot this small one. Let's see. And let's mark for ourselves the area of the splash so we could see how different it becomes. So the force that made the fish go into the water and that pushed the water outside, it's finally coming to a close, and we could see how the spacing in between the drawings is becoming smaller and smaller, and the shape itself, it becomes more and more complex. You can see how the water is starting to divide in these little shapes like this. It's because the force is no longer pulling them, and they are pulling towards each other to fall on the ground. So that's what we're gonna do. For some reason, the music just ended on me and began again. Who knows? If it's gonna go like this, I'll have to make a little technical break for you, so we'll be able to continue with music or without it. I'm trying my options. Okay, so it's on a moving wave, it's on a moving plane. So if our previous frame was somewhere here, I think this would be better for me. Boop. Like this. Oh yes, this is nice. So if we see the pass circle, the area of the splash was here, but we want to make it bigger, and we want to move it up as well. So I think they probably planned it somewhere around here. And I realize you can't see it well. Let me fix it for you as well. Yeah, now you can see it a lot better. And we could see how shapes change again, but now they don't go as far out. They start doing a curve and falling just outside of the area of the splash. So we had this shape over here. It will become this longer, and you can see the other side of it. So your brain can understand that the middle of it is falling faster than the sides filled with foam. Like this. You can see how the front side that we saw closer to us is becoming bigger, but also it doesn't go up, it goes directly to the sides, and part of it's because we see it directly. So we're over here, here's the wave, and if it's gonna go this way, we won't see a lot of movement. Like there's a saying, if you don't see a tornado moving, that means it's moving towards you. And the same thing goes to everything that moves your direction. You'll probably see it becoming bigger, or you could see how it might change like on the sides if it's still producing some energy and moving sideways. But if it's just becoming bigger, that means it's moving towards you. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can even see the same blobs, like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Becoming 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And the shape in the back also becomes more complex, and you can actually see how this little shape over here, this little droplet, that initially was a part of a big blob, became a little separate droplet, and the rest just become like a little tail. And you can probably hear there's just stuff going around on the street. Today we have like really nice weather, so I wanted to keep the window open, but I forgot. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, we can fix it. There we go. Okay, let's see. Give me a minute to readjust. Yeah, so, and we have this big shape over here, this blob. You can see that also the weight of the blob is starting to crush on it, and because it moves further away from us, we also don't see a lot of spacing. I think because the shape, if you look at it from the top, it would probably be like this, like this, like this. So not a lot of movement over here where we would register it very well. But it gives a very, very interesting shape for the brain to work with. So I think that was a much better solution to make it like this. Plus, it gives it dimensions. Because I think if we saw the same shape that looked like this on either side of the splash, I don't hear the music again. No, I think our music is finally dying. Okay, let me turn it off so I'll be able to give some adequate commentary. Let's see if I'll fix it till the next stream. But whatever. If we saw the same shape on both sides of the splash, that would be very boring. And plus, it wouldn't read as well. So I think they did it very intentional. That was a very intentional decision by them to make the shapes a bit similar, but still very different to each other. So it will be balanced, but unique. Okay. Okay, there we go. And let's not forget about the droplets. Oh, also I missed another droplet over here and over here. Let us delete the garbage. There we go. Interesting. I would have put this droplet over here, but they put it over here, and I'm going to trust them on that. Maybe I'm not seeing something. No, it just looked like a... Okay. I'm going to do it my way. There we go. And I think this anime was made in 2003 or 2004. So people can just give weird arts to stuff. I don't want to make all of the droplets the same, so I'm gonna push some of the shapes a bit, and I think I'm gonna keep doing like this, so we'll have a bit more unpredictability to it. Okay. Let's put the next frame and see. The shape is becoming very, very bubbly. Again, that means there's no force pushing the water anymore, and it just sticks to itself and slowly falls. So let's make another frame over here. Yep. Let's compare the shapes of the splash. So the splash becomes even bigger. Whoa, sorry. The splash becomes even bigger. And I think it would be somewhere over here. And let's flip and see how the shapes are changing. So let's start with this side first. So yeah, we can easily see where the shape is ending over here. So this way, remember this letter M. Now it's a head of a teddy bear. And the force is actually even churning the water. You can see how the angle has changed drastically, how this side was larger first, but didn't have so much force as the side behind it. So the side, like on the behind, it's slowly overpowering the front part of the wave. I don't know how to explain it. You see it very well. I'm just giving some audio commentary so it wouldn't feel as lonely. And I think I would need one more frame here. I think they were just very limited with what they had. But let's try studying it without adding anything ourselves, and then see if there's something we can make better, and then use it in our capoeira study. This. Plus, it's very relaxing. You just copy for a bit, you see what works. You already warmed up your hand. and you don't have to worry that the effect's gonna be bad. And we're just gonna maybe do one more frame and maybe stick to capoeira because we're not too free on time. Okay, so this is shape number 1. You can see shape number 2 is changing drastically as well. It's like putting itself into these little blobs. And the blob over here that was starting, now it emerges as this like front line bubble. And the furthest for this wave from us, it goes very low. Like a couple of more frames in the same direction, you'll be able to see it in front of this wave going at us. And yeah, maybe let's finish on this frame. Because next frames don't give us like a lot of info. Oops. This. I'll use a light table just to help me figure the figured little droplets out. Okay, let's turn off the helping layer and just check it out. Yeah. Sorry, probably have to say something for it. So this is an example we did based on this reference, just to see if we can keep track of how the masses move and see. And we see here how the shape is being dictated by the force pushing the water out, and how slowly it dies down and the water goes into these little droplets and falls down. And next reference I want to use, which will probably have to be more quicker than last time, is this one from Fifth Day Night. Let me trim it down so we'll be able to see it. And then we'll finally go to Capoeira. I won't have as much to say, I think, but still. This one is also a very interesting reference because here we have very realistic water going in a very unrealistic, imaginary way. And I'll just give you a couple seconds while I drink my coffee. Let's see if the music will be willing to come back for us. Let's close this reference. Let's just save it and close it and see if is this good? I think it's good for me. Yeah, so very interesting water going absolutely imaginary. For some reason you can't see it. Interesting. How about now? Is it frozen? Oh, it's working again for me. Oh well, who knows? What was that? No music then. Actually, let me turn off just for a minute. There we go. Now I think we have a bit better of a performance. Okay, so now I want to study it also really quickly, just to make sure that we keep in mind how they dealt with this imaginary like water stream going through the air. because that's a pretty unrealistic condition for water, regular human water. I guess except if it's going through a faucet. Okay. I think we're going to do the same thing as we did in the beginning. So we'll start with a new layer. First of all, let's lower the opacity. And here I think I want to mainly focus on the big shapes. So I think I'm going to just circle the masses as big bubbles. And if there's very important tension in between these bubbles, I'm going to keep it as like a one long sausage. But nothing too pretty. We're just like giving it a try. Okay. So 1, 2. Then he moves it, and this 1, 2 becomes 3, 4. What's interesting, I was watching this frame by frame and just checking it out. And interesting that they decided to move the water and the character on 2 different frame rates. It works. When you watch it, you absolutely don't see it. And I think it even adds to a bit of realism that everything moves on its own timing. But still, there are a couple of shots where the water stays like the same, though the angle is like very different, like over here. But if it works, it works. You know, you'd never notice it if you watch it, you know, an opening. If this was an opening for an anime I like really liked, I will be probably like pissing my pants from excitement because it looks so cool. Sorry. There goes number 2. And this small number 3 becomes these like 2 shapes. And we see another big thing entering. And then we have frame. Yeah, and they're moving them on 2s as well. And this becomes this. Yeah. I think that's where they're presuming. They're presuming that this big shape is becoming. Oh, that's 1 frame. No. Oops. Yeah. And this is a small little sausage in front of it. Wow, so pretty. Such talented people. So nice just to get to like study, just trace over someone's very good artwork. I'm not lying, I'm doing it. It's called studying. Interesting. I wonder if they did it like this, so it's like perspective. So like we're just shifting the camera, seeing it from a different angle. And then we have, I think we have a shape over here and over here, like this. Go with the next one. Also very interesting. Now I'm just going to draw it as a one big sausage because the water is flowing too far. Some of the blobs are still visible. Yep. Like this. And maybe let's put it like this. We're just copying the silhouette, so I'm not copying like everything down to the every highlight. I have no idea how much work that took. Mm-hmm. Now we see a blob over here, some mass over here, same stretch, blob, pretty, very pretty. Ah, interesting. And then I think, I'm not sure. I want to try copying first and then trying to analyze uh, it already by the silhouettes I do. Ooh, very small spacing. Ah, and you can see how the shape changed over here. So I think beforehand, the water was mostly accompanying the shot, making like the water was the complementary element to the character, to the face we saw. That's why it probably was more like taking like what would you call it? Like getting to the back of the stage. And now that we see the character in full, like doing something massive over these like an army of people in front of the buildings, singing like as a god, we finally get to see the powers of the character, and that's why the water is a lot, I think, much more consistent here. Maybe like this because I see that it's ending. Uh, Maybe we could even do it like this. So we could add some emphasis because I'm already using a very like squiggly line. So I might like I just might ruin some nuance that could be in the reference. And yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening because you could like clearly see the mass moving through the stream. The spacing is very small, specifically designed to see the movement of the water. Because I think the frames beforehand are more just like establishing, like, ooh, water, it's moving, it's pretty, look at it. Which is not bad, which is a complete point of that water effect. Yeah, it's becoming bigger and bigger. The shapes are becoming more rough as well. Hi, Vitali. Didn't see your message. Happy for you. You got to learn actively at the first stream because you have to listen and pay attention to everything. And now you get to watch me draw. Trace a cool reference. Because last time when I was drawing fire, someone was like, "You don't use references?" And I was like, "Yeah, we've been drawing fire for like several." Ooh, we also have like this pretty water thing here. Is it the first time we see it? Oh, no, it's not. Oops. And this as well. I have to trace it back. I didn't notice. It's just creeped up on us. Whoop. And now you get to watch me draw. Yep. Like this. Oh yeah, wow. It has been going on for a long time. Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. So it starts Ah, I see it. That's where it is. Look at it. The little snake. It's sneaking up on us. Yeah, for a very long time. It's cute. Pretty. Pretty. Mhm. Mhm. And see here, the shape, this one, very cool. Almost like a smear. I mean, it probably is. You would probably have to call it a smear. But here you could see how he's like pushing out that water and it's just like going everywhere all over the people, showing how powerful he is. And I think this little spike, it works really well to show this last like couple of frames of like very fast movement. Now, let's see. And some very interesting water squiggles. Mm-hmm. Look at this. I didn't get a couple of squiggles right. I need to fix it. Now, let's add 2 more frames. Ooh, they even used some motion blur here, but you can see how much smears and like a little like spiky bits they used to show it, because this one and this one, yeah, these are transition frames, and from there they hop on to the next character, so each character gets like a couple of seconds of screen time. And how much you can get from a character. You could see how he's like very tactical, he's like stylish, he probably likes to dress up, he's very smart, probably rules people like very easily. Maybe he has a lot of resources going on. And also he controls water. And he controls water in a very specific way. That's like very elegant, very direct, at the same time very fast. So also a little lesson in storytelling, how much you can tell in just like 2 seconds of footage you've been given. When I was a bit younger, I used to watch a lot of, there's this YouTube channel called My Mother's Basement. And it's basically a guy who discusses anime openings and endings for a living and an anime in general. But he had a special uh, series about like openings and how much thought directors put into their openings. Like how it's just a staple. That a lot of good animes, they also have very interesting and very symbolic openings. I ate it up. I loved it. I used to put so many secret messages into my artwork. That was insane. Like when I was like younger, I think like about 10 years ago, when I was like a teenager, um, we used to have this like book of different flower meanings from the Victorian era, and I would put like I would draw like a pony, and then I would draw a bunch of different flowers that would tell about like what this character is like feeling and stuff, and it was like very fun for me, like a secret code. I don't remember any of the meanings now already, but okay, very jagged, like they look like little kitty cats opening their mouths. Does that look like a cat? And let's do the last frame, which is completely over squiggled. I think they did it on like in post, so I'll try to just be rough, but nothing like this, because I think they just added it in post. So I wish we could see the original, before compositing. Ooh, like yeah, a lot of very, very small shapes. Mostly you see the character through the negative space. And there's like a closer body of water moving. And body of water moving far away. There it is, there it goes. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we finished every frame. Of course, we went from like little blobs to big sausages, but still good. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's turn off our reference layer and the light table and just let it play. Lots of stuff. I don't know if it's loading properly for you. It's loading for me. And I could see how the first couple of frames were establishing, because you could see this big arc. You probably will see this like only big shape. You like register, oh, there's a big shape over here. There's a big shape over here now. And now this big shape is over here and it ends over here. So all of the pieces might not look like they're coherent, where you like looking at them frame by frame, but now you can see how there's like this one big ever-changing shape slowly moving through the screen, guiding the viewer. And once we see this big shape, we notice it, and here the spacing is becoming like a lot smaller. Like here it's pretty small, and then we see the camera change, so this doesn't look as drastic, I think. Yeah, because you're still registering that it's moving. Here the spacing has become like very small. Again, don't know where this came from. As well as over here, I don't think, yeah, it just appears. You can see how this shape over here, slowly opening up this and getting it bigger. I probably missed some arcs because I had like a low res. And you can see how this little nub over here slowly traveling through here. So we could have probably given it more or less, the same shape that I've had. Maybe like this. Yeah, just move it like that. And here probably, yeah, we are a victim of compositing. So let me add a blank frame. And no, you know what I want? I want a blank frame over here. Boom! So we'll be able to see this big shape, this little shape that started here. I think we can end it here. I think the original reference works perfectly fine as it is. I just want to change some stuff the way I copied it, so I will be able to actually learn from it, so it would make sense. Not just copying the homework just because they're the right answers, but actually getting down to it. So now I want to fix this frame because I think we lost some of the stuff we needed. Now we do, oh, oops, no, like this. And like, uh-oh, sorry. No, no. Let's delete it then. Yep, there we go. Yeah, and I think we can change the last one as well. I think we can use what we have. Okay, I see. Maybe like this. This will be this big nub going in. Then, another shape going. So I think this will be then the first. Like this. And maybe like this. Okay, let's see it with a couple of changed frames. Oh, no, cancel. And turn off the helping layer. Yeah, I think these couple of frames made it a little better for me to understand. Yeah. When looking at not as specific like little details in the water, but like as big shapes moving on a very colorful screen, I understand why they did everything the way they did. They focused more on the big masses moving and the masses of the big arcs rather on all of the little stuff. Ding. Okay, I think we went through all the references and now we can hop on to actually doing what we're supposed to be doing. But we still did a little water study, so we still win. Let's save it. Alright, just for me. Okay. Ooh, getting back to this. Let it render, and I'll drink some coffee. The yellow one is what we did initially on the last stream, and the blue half transparent one is the one I did at home. So I changed some of the stuff, changed a bit of the energy, but I think it was beneficial. So all of the passes that never passed. Okay, let's do this first so we won't get confused. Let's add coloring layer to the fire. Then let's make it less visible. We can add glow to the thing. And let me get comfortable. Okay, and then we have the water layer over here. Oh, and also we could check out the water layer we did initially and how we're going to change it with the new knowledge of the two references that we did beforehand. I'll let it render again because these are the settings we're going to use for a while, so we'll need one playback and then it won't load as much. Yeah, very pretty. I think we did a really good job last time. I think we can do as of a good job this time as well. So we'll probably do a couple of rough passes, then I'm probably gonna either do another part of cleaning everything up. If not, I'm gonna either finish it in my free time, and then we're gonna skip to something else. Probably like a big body of water moving. Okay. So this is water number 1. You can probably see the timings. Whoop, whoop, like this. You can probably see the whole time right now. Okay, let's add a folder. Mm-hmm. Water too. Mm-hmm. So now I want to use the same tips and tricks. So I think the first thing you gotta do is you gotta mark uh, your feet because we'll be very reliant on the feet and we need to know where they are. The people in the water also, like in the last reference, will move on a different frame rate and we'll have to understand where to put the emphasis on the dancer and where put the emphasis on the water. So I tried to do the same in fire. I tried to give one place for the special effects to shine and the other stuff to be more complementary to what we're doing. Interesting. For some reason, I started the fire on this frame. It's supposed to go uh, with the water as well. We're probably gonna focus on this the last because the water needs to be in the foreground. So I wanna figure out the water first and then make the fire complementary. Okay. Next leg. Sure, probably somewhere around here, I think. It feels like the leg is still moving, like the leg is over here. Somewhere. That probably means that it's like this. Yeah. Let's add a leg. Mhm. Yeah. And now it's over here. And it like brings it to a step. But not for the interesting. Yeah. He doesn't put his leg up anymore. The one that's been leading the current. Let's check out where the hands are then. Hand number one. Hand number two. Then we go leg number one. Hand. I'm marking one hand for now. I don't know if we'll need the second one. Maybe we will. Hand number two. Mm-hmm. Hand one. And leg two. Again, hand over here. Yeah, we'll probably have to track all of the arms and legs. This one, the fire dancer, he had more of a prominent hand leg combo. I don't know. He moved everything as soon as I had to ask. Two. Where would the two be? Like this, probably. Yeah, looks like it. And another one. We've lost a leg. Somewhere, it's probably somewhere in the back. No. It's the one we're spinning on. And almost bring it to a close. And 2. And we're done, I think. Yeah, and I think we're done. Let's check out if we got the hands right, and I'll probably check on some of the motions. But I think it's a good start. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could see how he was more forceful with the leg kick, and then he does a very small, weak turn, and at the end, he does this little jump with the roll, and we could probably do some like water shooting the man from the explosion. It almost looks like he's trying to cover. No, I'll probably have to turn this one as well. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to change now in the fire as well. No, maybe we will meet once more because I want to pick a theme. 2, 3. Mm-hmm. I'm just marking the stuff that's gonna be in like one singular line, and what's gonna be like ripped apart eventually. And we'll start with this. There we go. Mm-hmm. Like this. It's gonna work, I promise. We did this last time, it worked. There we go. Bam. Bam. And I think maybe. Mhm. I think probably the force of the. I want it to look more like whips because this is more like fire, like arcs. I want this to like hurt. I want it to be like a very bad slap on the face, you know? That's why I wanted to kind of whip. Whip. Oh, wait, give me a minute. I think I left my dog at the balcony. There she is. Oh, Poor little thing. She doesn't want to show herself. Poor little thing. Don't worry, she wasn't there for long. Ow. I guess she's very grateful. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. I want this like this. I want this to fall. And I think I want it like maybe here. Yeah, I want it to ricochet. Some water, but the hand wiped it. Crash, I think, over here. And I think this will go like this. Yeah, it's just that it's falling like that. Oops. And let's gather it up like this. Like this. He gathers up the block of water going over him. Ooh, and you know how we can end it? We can end it that he drops it and the water goes on him. Like he tries to shield himself, but there's no need because the fire is going over him. I also have to change the fire because I only realized that the perspective is wrong because I drew it this way, but turns out it has to be like this. This has to be the backside, and we have to slowly turn it this side. So yeah, because I think I want this to work. I think this is a very cool example, cool footage, you know. We have all of the components to make this look really, really good. And I think, why not? I think we can add this little thing. No force. So it starts to fall down. And the top can stay practically the same. I think the very pretty arc of the back also complements this way of releasing the water. Like this. And now it starts to, let's start. Maybe like this. Maybe like this. Oh, I'm very sore. I usually listen to music, or if I'm in a very bad mood, I watch YouTube videos when I animate, which takes so much from your concentration. And 5 Minute Friday is probably one of the only places where I actually concentrate on the stuff I'm animating. Putting this to good use. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. You have to move it because you have to make it bigger. And then I think we can make this part heavier. So we can make this. Plus, it'll have to sit on our back, the dancer's back as well, yeah. And leave this. And this. Yeah, because I want it to break. I want it to break. Hmm? Yeah, and we could use one more. Fell already. All right. Let's turn this off. Let's turn the light table off, and let's render it and see if we did the preparation stuff well enough. Sorta. At least it will help us to keep the track of the weights and stuff, just to understand that we're not going anywhere like overboard. Okay. Now let's make it like this, and let's add another layer that we're gonna work with. And I think we can start the same way we start with fire, because we started with fire with like these blobs, shapes. We did a couple of lessons ago with the goose on fire. First we draw fire in these like little shapes, and then we connected them. And I'm probably gonna do the same thing over here. Just the outcome is gonna be a bit different because I try to, after doing these blobs, when I draw fire, I try to chisel out the fire. So from like one blob, I would be like, whoop. And it's already like a good fire tongue. Okay, let's see. We're being fun, we're being very loose. We're just playing. Again. I'm basically doing the same like bubbles and snot lines, but I'm just not drawing the bubbles separately. But you can imagine just like one extra step. So I have this shape, which I don't really like because it looks very, very similar. Let's go back, see if we can change it. Yes, we can. We can make this more of a long pill shape, and this could look like this. Yeah. What I want to do here, I want to make the water block the initial fire burst, as if like getting the other dancer pissed off, and he goes back and he like uses like a big explosion to give it back. Let's see. This was the second big blob. The first big blob like this. Then we have this like long line, a little radish, and a couple of So just like this. We'll add some more elegant strokes to it later. For now, I want to get the mass well. Yes. Yeah, and now the little rubbish will be somewhere over here probably. The water will be like this. The tail of this large blobby shape will be somewhere over here. No, I think it'll be even further. The big blob will be here. And I think since it's like a big mass of water, it'll probably weigh on itself as well. So we'll get this like shape. And let's fix this as well. Maybe I'll do something more intentional with the interacting with the other shape, like this. Exactly. Now I want to push the radish shape. I want to make it thinner. And I want to, oops, sorry. And I want to separate the blobs of water into the tail. And the main blob body. Blubber body. Blubber body. Sorry. Like this. Yes. And give it a bit of 3D as in the first one, and make the fire go inside of the wave that crashes into it. Plus we can add some globies like this. We can maybe make this one radish into two smaller shapes when it goes into this like fast elongated shape, fast mode. And yeah, this needs to be a big splash. Exactly. First, I'll match this little guy and this. Just some chiseling out to make the shape a bit clearer and more interesting. Plus, we can do the same thing over here. And we can add one, two, like we did in the first reference. We can use the same thing over here. Practically copy it the way our hand remembered it. There we go. And let's do it like this. Let's see if it works. If, ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, maybe we need to work with this shape a bit. But here comes the, like this maybe? No. What's this from? Ah, okay. Oops. Mm-hmm. And like this. Still no. We'll see what we can do with that. Hmm. Let's see. Maybe because the mass. Well, I know why. Go like this. Let's copy the. Also copy the shape of the water we saw in the first reference over here. First of all, we need to show that we're separating the shapes. This little blob from the rest of the wave we see in the back. And let's put it like this. And this shape like this. Plus, we can give it the anticipation for separating into a separate blob. Like this. Yeah. Maybe let's hope it works a bit better. If not, we'll see. Let's go to the next frame. Yeah, I'll probably clean it off altogether because I want it to move like this. Like this. Mm-hmm. And I think the tail with the radish just move a bit differently. The shapes are good, but I think we need some adjustments. So happy I'm doing this in digital. Just move it a little bit to the left. It's like easy. I would always, when I was younger and I drew stuff like painting and like composition and I studied all of it, I would always position all of my stuff. Not like there's not a wrong way to do a composition. There's like more effective ways that speak better, and there's the ones that speak less clearer. And I would always put everything in a very awkward uh, type way. Something would be either too much to the left, or I would put everything on one page. Like we would use very big like easels with stuff to draw on them, and I would never be able to fit everything as I wanted. And very glad for digital art in general. I try to be very like meaningful with the stuff I draw. I try to think about the composition from the very beginning and everything, but still, um, Let's see how that works. I'll make the image a bit bigger. Ooh. Very slow for my taste. I think we can make it faster. Though he's very careful with his movements. I think we can make some of the masses move faster. Especially like over here. I think the biggest mass of the water should be somewhere around his foot, if not even like earlier. So it would be like a force and then a whip of water going after him. So I think we did pretty good, but I think we'll be better if we started from the beginning. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun to just go like this? Wow. But I'm gonna be faster with my drafts. Not like last time. I want to make it quick. And I want to try to focus on. Mhm. Yeah, we can make the shape three-dimensional. So his leg would be submerged in the water. Of course, we'll use very different shape for the fire and water here. I think last time we did, they look samey. I understand they like I use the same principles, but I want this to feel different. I think since he's finishing over here, I think this could. Like this. So one body of water, second, and just third over here. Yes, I think this will be much more effective. I still have the frames. They'll just be sitting here in the backlog. In case this option will be even worse, which I doubt it will be. Now I want to rip the powder apart. And see how he moves his hand? We could make it work. We can make this rip very logical, very responsive to his movements specifically. Little heart shape for us girlies. Thing. He can actually take this body of water because he's going with his hand and keep it with him. And just keep it. Take care of it. Love it. Cherish it. Like a wolf. want to do something interesting. Hey, I'm using Clip Studio Paint X. Uh, sorry, with the annual subscription. I use X specifically for animation because it gives you unlimited amount of frames, and some. I think there's like other useful features. So very comfortable to use when animating. It's very mobile, portable, and the device I'm using, the hardware, is an iPad. I don't know what year, 2020, 2021. But yeah, Clip Studio. We do have to use Clip Studio. I think also very good for animation. And the software we use on the school courses is TV Paint Animation, which works. I think now it works with Android tablets. So you have Android tablets. You can use it as like a portable version, and if you have MacBooks and Windows. I don't know. Maybe there's a Linux version. I'm not sure. I never use Linux. Those who use, I admire them. Takes courage knowing no one will understand you. But at least I can give my respects. Okay. Moab. Like this. And like this. Sorry if I'm not giving as much commentary as I would. Can you use, yeah, oh yeah, you can use Clip Studio on the computer. You can. They're desktop versions. And I'm not sure, but I think, I don't know when they changed it or when will they change it. But the desktop version, I think you can buy it like unlimited. Or maybe that was before they changed completely to subscriptions. I'm not sure what did you know. But they had like for a long time, you could buy Clip Studio on PC, and it wasn't a subscription. You just buy a license and use it as much as you want to. I like how it ends so like samey. You're welcome. No problem. Sorry, I don't get notifications in the chat, so I might miss it. The only one here. Like this. I don't know. Let's try playing it first and see, and just check it out. I'm not sure if this is the better. I like it, but it looks more as like air, like wind. I want it to feel more grounded. What can we do? Well, I think maybe the mass looks very light. I think what we can do, we don't have to delete this frame specifically. We can start on a new one. We'll just make this one not as bright. And try once more. But now, like, try to remember that gravity exists. Maybe the stuff he doesn't pull, like these little whips and stuff, as long as he's not focusing on them, they can just like fall apart. Maybe that will help it. Let's see. It's tricky, but I want to get the feeling right. That's why I'm like doing so many passes. Because fire for me, uh, maybe I'm just not into like fire effects as much, but I'm very specific about my water. And then maybe we can move this one just like a little bit, and it can fall, maybe. Do like this. Yeah, so it's like bloop, and then it just falls on the ground. Let's see. Yeah, maybe like let's try it like this. Hmm. Now this, because it's not focusing on it, maybe we can make it like this, maybe? Give it this kind of shape, like it's falling on the ground. Like if he's not specifically focusing on this like strand of water, it splashes down, and that's it. Now we can add. You just putting clothes in my chat. Ooh, we can actually. I think I'll focus some more uh, like the closer upcoming ones, 5 Minute Friday on what would you call it? On water, on bodies of water, and then maybe next month we can do air and like clothing folds and the wave principle all over again, but with more specific examples. This I want to be fast. I want to be fast about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. Like you need a lot of force to move it, but the results like would be much more deadly. And he's already raising the other hand, right? Uh-huh. Oh, that would be fun. Look, we can make this one, and then we can go two. And he's like pulling from the water. He initially like was going to drop. Like yeah, like he's very resourceful. Like this is very hard to control water because it's so heavy. But like yeah, that would make sense. Like it's already falling. It's like super heavy. Probably the droplet would be somewhere over here, overlaying the. Mm-hmm. Now I want to crash the droplet. My name is Kata. I am a student of Animation School. This is our YouTube channel, and this is the like animation live stream I do every week called 5 Minute Friday. Right now, I live in Argentina. So nice to meet you. Okay, there we go. Now, I think this can just dissipate. I think we have enough stuff to keep our attention on. They can just like fall together and that's it. Maybe I'll change this one to more of a this. Yeah, let's keep it like that. Mm-hmm. And this will show under the hand. Yes, Messi. In 2022, they actually had a very big champion, the World Cup, and everything had a picture of Messi. Like, and he's so cute. Like I get TikToks with him, and he looks so sweet. Okay, and it's probably need to be like this. That it moves so quickly, like that it's like a whip. There we go, like this. Oh, yes, I think this works a lot more. I just need a couple of frames just to give him some fun stuff. Go. Mm-hmm. I think in Avatar, Last Airbender, like Airbender, the waterbenders were also very resourceful. Like there wasn't like a lot of like waterbenders who use like string. I think that was only for the like the swamp tribes. I think most of the waterbenders they use like more elegant movements. Yeah, something like with more like strings and like streams and stuff. So I think that makes sense. Our artistic decisions make sense because someone did it very well before us. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see if it looks better than our previous pass. I think this works a lot better. Like, yeah, you can see. Oh, there's stuff I want to fix, but we can leave it for now. And we can delete our previous pass. We don't need it anymore. Let's go with the next frame. And I want this to be a shield. He raises like very quickly. But if we want to look quick, we need to make the mass over here look like this. But then keep the original shape, like he's putting this mass in front of him. Like this, yeah. And here, yeah, this is just debris. You can just keep a couple of them. Ah, he moves. Okay. Yeah, I did it too early. Okay, we can fix it. I probably would want to use a shield somewhere over here for him to kind of make a shield out of water. And I want it to be three-dimensional. So we'll be able to see how the wave encloses him. Not sure how to do that yet though. It's just an idea. And here we can make like something like this. As if he's trying to get his defenses up very quick. See, I'm still doing, it's still rough. I think I want to focus more on this, this. And I want to crash it down. Like this. You can't draw special effects without doing special effects with your mouth. Oh, and we can do the splash. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's a draft. Like this. Like he's like dropping all of the water at the same time, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And the student's like doing a pretty swirl. Let's do like this. Maybe. This one can go lower, and this one can go higher. Yeah, it can go like this. I'm gonna try drawing the falling bits first. We'll probably have to redo this for it to work in 3D as well. You know what? One more in between them. Falling. 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 Okay, I think we're sort of finished. Let's try checking it out. See what we did. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll let it render. I know it's wrong. I like the first part. I mean, we did so many passes on it. I think it works really well. I think the second part, where I want him to kind of build up this like shield to shield him from the explosion, and then like dropping it. Of course, they're dancing, so I have to account for that. But I think what we can do to make it work is changing some of the timings, I think. So I think it already worked really well, but I think we can make it better. Let's remove these frames. We'll delete them. They're still here. It will need some time to put them back, but I think we can make it this even better. Want to use this kind of weird shape. Then I want him to stay in this position, maybe grow a shield a little bit more, like he's trying to freeze it. We can make small spacing as if it's covering him. Like, and then once he passes this, he can drop it down immediately. I think that would also be fun. Still not a very good shape yet. We'll find it. Maybe we can pull and make this like a little fish. Like, yeah. Yeah, and we have exactly one more frame to give it some small, like, like this. Mm-hmm. The only thing I would do is probably make the tails different because they look pretty much the same. 3, 4. Mm-hmm. You can even make some of the water droplets like freeze in midair. Mid-air. And then we can just like this. And I need to fix it. This looks very, doesn't look clear. Like this. Yeah. Like he's pulling everything from the shield and like dropping it down. Of course we won't see the, but we'll see the big splash. And see kind of the opening into a larger shape. Okay. Let's give it a render and see how we did. Oh, and we're almost, our time is almost up. Oh, wow. It has to be quicker. It has to be like we have to give, and maybe 2 frames, let it freeze, and then 2 frames the blue layout, I think. Well, I think we're already getting somewhere. I think we gave a lot more character. Let's actually see the, do I have the first pass of the water? Did I do the first pass? Did I delete my first pass? No, I didn't. Good job. Let's see what we did initially. Let's give them a light green so you'll be able to see it. So this was our initial vision. Has to load again. So this was the initial vision. Some water, but like nothing too big. I don't know why it does that. I might have deleted the frame. Oh well. You can probably imagine what was there in the yeah. But I don't think this water doesn't really represent like a character really well. It does look like some kind of particle that moves pretty realistically. It's being thrown pretty realistically, like the little particles that go off into these like different directions. It looks nice, but I think let's check out our water now. I'll also add a lighter layer so we'll be able to see it. And I think through a couple of our passes, let's give it a minute. I think we got something much more interesting. I think the water here, it looks more fantasy-like, and of course it's a rough pass, so that's why everything's like disappearing and appearing a bit unrealistically. But in general, we have a bit more character. Plus, we try to incorporate the weight of the model that's doing the dancing, the capoeira dancer, and we try to match the force of his movements to where the water would be located. So I think that's very good. Also, we try to make everything pretty different. You and me, And I think the second, like where everything goes into these like little droplets, also is very pretty and it's pretty unique to water. Fire doesn't have that. Let's add the fire in and we'd be able to see what they look like together. Plus, I'll have to look through the animation over again, try to put it in 3D space, uh, more or less, and try to make both of the effects, the water and the explosion, they need to look good together. So, especially like over here in the end where I put the shield up, I'm actually masking the beautiful swirl the fire does in the end. So yeah, I think this is a very interesting example. And it actually rips, I didn't notice the second water splash. It rips the fire and it did what it needed to do. And I didn't plan on it. A happy accident. So yeah, there will be stuff we need to work on. Probably we can meet next time again for the capoeira. I'm probably going to have some additional stuff I'm going to add, some cleanup. Maybe we can look through more references. Uh, and yeah, if you have any fire or water animation you did, maybe inspired by 5 Minute Friday, maybe just you were interested to try some special effects on your own, you're free to do that in the Discord channel. And I'll see you at Sunday at our usual live drawing sessions we do with Chloe on our Discord channel. So say hi to her if you're going to see her. I will try to be there. I'll try my best to be there on time. But we'll see. Anything can happen. And be on the lookout for new events we're going to have pretty soon. If you're still watching this as a live stream, thank you for being here with me. This is a very good time to probably end the stream. And if you're watching this in a recording, kudos to you. That takes a lot of attention span that I don't have. So thank you for being on this water study, and I hope I'm going to see you next time once we're probably going to clean it out. Okay, bye bye bye. Haha, oops. This was supposed to be here. Okay, bye.